flying at supersonic speeds while navigating hairpin curves is all in a day's work for Air Force fighter pilots. And for one woman, it's her life's passion. Not only the first female fighter pilot in Air Force history, but now the first woman to lead a fighter wing some 5,000 strong. ABC's Martha Raddatz brings us this amazing ride.
The pre-flight prep is always intense. The mask must be perfect, the oxygen flow, the G-suit.
How are you doing?
But having the commander of the 5,000-member fighter wing at your side, the first female in history to hold the job, makes this all the more exciting. It is the most thrilling, death-defying ride you can imagine. 600 miles per hour, split-second timing, and formations that can be uncomfortably close.
Whoa, so he's about 3 feet from the wingtip.
But with Colonel Jeannie Flynn Leavitt piloting this F-15 Strike Eagle from behind that visor, I could not be in more capable hands. Not only is she a decorated fighter pilot, she has broken through gender barriers that can only be called legendary.
My whole childhood, I dreamed about flying. I went to air shows, and I loved looking up and seeing the airplanes, and I just always wanted to fly.
The world of combat aviators was the most male, testosterone-driven culture imaginable. Women were welcomed.
This is what I call a target-rich environment.
But not in the cockpit. And it wasn't just movies like Top Gun. Military brass argued fiercely against allowing females in combat aircraft.
If you want to make a combat unit ineffective, assign some women to it.
Or so they thought. Like it or not, things were about to change.
The Secretary of Defense has ordered that all the services permit women to fly combat missions.
And for the Air Force, young Lieutenant Jeannie Flynn, who graduated at the top of her flight training class, would be the first.
I realized that not every person wanted this to happen. Some did, some didn't. But I also realized that at this point it's pretty irrelevant.
When I first started flying, I didn't focus on me being different. I focused on trying to do my best.
But the pressure and the spotlight on the first female combat aviators was enormous. Just months after Jeannie Flynn finished flight school, Lieutenant Kara Hultgreen, the Navy's first female carrier-based pilot, crashed on approach.
Raise your gear power. Eject, eject!
Hultgreen's death brought renewed howls of disapproval and a new approach in managing the women. They virtually disappeared from the public eye.
The attention made it harder to become part of the squadron. When they realized that I was not trying to change things, I wanted to be the best fighter pilot I could be. And when they realized I was competent, I was quickly accepted.
Competent is putting it mildly. In the last 20 years, the now 46-year-old fighter wing commander has logged more than 2,700 hours. 300 in combat over Iraq and Afghanistan, and been a weapons instructor. The best of the best. Take that, Maverick.
Taking heavy fire. Stand by. I'm almost happy.
On this day in North Carolina, the colonel is training others for combat.
We're taking fire about 300 meters to the south. It's a white building. The training tries to simulate an actual battle with enemy on the ground firing at American forces. The fire has ceased.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
But Jeannie Leavitt's life has not been all about work and breaking barriers. Along the way, marriage to a fellow fighter pilot and two adorable children.
Do either of you want to fly jets when you grow up?
I do.
You do? You both do?
When you look back at your career, are you that little girl saying, I want to fly and I can't believe what I've done?
This is beyond my dreams. I wanted to fly fighters. And to be able to have done that and move throughout the ranks and find myself as a fighter wing commander is amazing.
So just another day at the office.
The best office in the world.
For Nightline, I'm Martha Raddatz over Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, North Carolina.